and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tabitha, aka Natural Beauty 0214 here on YouTube. And if you would like to see more weekly videos, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. So today is the very first of many more LOC TIP Tuesday videos. If you've been following me, I've kind of expanded out of the just natural products, locks, and tutorials into beauty, fitness, fashion. Pretty much everything a girl wants to talk about and to do on a daily basis. So in hopes of trying to organize and letting you guys know what days I'll be posting certain videos, I have reserved Tuesdays exclusively for locks. Topics that I'll be talking about is things that I've learned on my lock journey so far, questions that some of my subscribers have asked on a lot of my videos, things I've been getting over and over again, and just things that I want to talk about or come up with along the way. I actually have enough topics to cover the next 3 or 4 months, but if you happen to have something that you are going through or struggling with or have questions about, then leave that in the comments box below and I'll make sure to add that on my list if it's not already there. So let's get started. First off, let me say that I am not a loctician. I'm educated, but not a loctician. I have pretty much learned everything that I've done so far on my own by watching other people, by experimenting, and just learning the hard way on a lot of stuff. So when it comes to this question, I really truly believe that if you were to ask someone, how often should I retwist my locks? Even if they are a loctician, especially if they're a loctician and they give you a definite answer without even giving you a consultation, then they are dead wrong. There are a few things that I think you should consider before you make that decision on your own locks, if you're retwisting your own locks or if someone is retwisting them for you. Tip number 1, get to know your locks on a personal level. Tip number 2, what is your hair type? Are you a type 1, type 4, or are you somewhere in the middle? Why does that matter? Different hair types creates different size locks, and so it's important for you to know your hair texture so it can make a little bit more sense of why your hair is a type 3 or type 4 and your locks are a lot maybe bigger than someone who has a type 2 hair, or vice versa. Tip number 3, what is your texture of hair? Do you have coarse hair like a Brillo pad, or is extremely soft like cotton? That again is really going to help you decide on how often you should retwist your locks. If you have soft hair, even if you have big boxes, your hair could really shrink and constrict and be really small locks. And if you have coarser hair, thicker hair, even if you have small boxes, your locks could still be thick. Tip number 4, do you have a healthy regimen? This one is really important. It literally could make or break your locks. Regimens, for those of you who do not know, I am a natural product enthusiast, so I promote the use of natural products to grow natural hair. It just makes sense to me. It's chemical free. You don't have to worry about anything being detrimental to your locks or to your natural hair, to your natural tresses, to your curls, whatever you want to call it. But natural works for me. And I believe that when you use natural products, you use good shampoos and conditioners, your locks are moisturized, they're not too dry, you wrap your hair up every night, you cover those edges, you just do the things that you're supposed to do to your hair and really give your locks some TLC, then you really don't have to worry about any kind of damage to your hair. If you have a bad regimen, it's really not going to matter your hair type, even if it was a coarse hair type and a thicker hair type, and it's not going to matter your texture of hair. None of that really matters if you don't have a good regimen, because good hair can easily become bad hair. And if you don't have a good regimen to take care of your hair, then it doesn't matter even if you hold off on the retwisting your hair can still pop off and break. So that's really, really important. And then the last tip I have, tip number 5, is what size are your locks as far as your boxes? When I mean your locks, I mean your boxes. Do you have a really good hair to box ratio? Why does that matter? Okay, so if you have very small boxes and you're expecting to get thick locks, again, that really depends on your texture and your type. But let's say you have a small box and you have a very soft texture, so you have achieved very small locks. You can't expect to retwist your hair as often as somebody that has the exact opposite, who has thick locks, coarse hair, and big boxes. You can't expect to retwist your hair as often without getting some sort of damage. So taking everything into consideration, let's use my hair for example. Going back to tip number 1, my hair type is a type 4 hair. So I'm all the way at the end. My hair is extremely curly. Tip number 2, my texture is extremely soft. When I was a loose natural, it was like cotton, and it still is like cotton. If you feel my locks compared to other coarser hair, my locks are really soft. And then on top of that, I use very small boxes. My regimen is excellent, but I use very small boxes because I wanted to have small locks. I wanted my hair to look thick. So when I did all of that, and then I went to retwisting my hair in the very beginning every 2 weeks, of course my hair was going to start to look thin and my roots were getting thin. So what did I have to do? I had to stretch that every 2 weeks to every 4 weeks. I actually went on a semi-free-forming journey for a while to kind of leave my hair alone, let it thicken back up, as well as a type 4 soft hair could, and then I retwisted every 4 weeks. That helped for a while, but eventually that wasn't enough, and now I'm at every 6 weeks. So you see why it's very important to know your hair on a very personal level so you can decide and change as your hair changes. Another important factor is your growth rate. You can't expect to retwist your hair religiously the same amount of time every 2 weeks because your hair does go through a period where it slows down a little bit, and eventually you'll be retwisting over already twisted hair, and that just creates a lot of friction, and you're wondering why you're getting these thin spots in your hair, because you just need to pay attention and realize that your hair is just not growing at that same pace anymore, and that you need to kind of slow it down a little bit. That's why I really do think it's important for you to get to know your hair on a personal level, so that way you can kind of recognize these problems as they occur. You're going to go through changes, and so you just need to be able to recognize that. And just for another example instead of my own, let's say you do have kind of coarse or thicker hair, and your hair is not too soft, and your boxes aren't too small. So you might want to try every 3 or 4 weeks and adjust from there. If it's fine and you can go down to 2 weeks, then you're cool. Some people can twist every single week to where their locks always look nice. They always have a very clean parting, and that's just because they can do that. But you just have to figure out what you can and what you can't do. Let me know if this helped you guys. That's my take on it. I would also like to start using the comments box below as sort of a forum, a lock community forum, especially out there for those lock vets who have more experience and more knowledge and just would like to share their advice on their journey and what they've experienced. Please share that below. I don't always comment, but I do read the comments. I just like for y'all guys to talk and to share your experience because you hear my take on it. I will answer some questions if you do have answers, if you do have questions, or I didn't clarify something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. If this video helped you out, leave me a thumbs up. These thumbs ups really help me as far as the views and getting to the top of that list when it comes to this certain topic. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Signing out. Peace.